In this video, we'll be taking a look at PM-50 screen configuration. The PM-50 allows users to customize the display of their unit by selecting from pre-built widgets and configuring them for their application. The 3.5-inch PM-50 models support one widget per page view, and the 4.3-inch PM-50 models, like the one I'm using for this example, support up to 2 widgets per page view. For demonstration purposes, I've pre-configured my PM-50A signal input to scale a 0 to 20 mA signal from 0 to 1000. I've also pre-configured a setpoint alarm to be active when the relative value reaches 500 or greater. In this video, we'll be configuring widgets to display this data as clearly as possible. First, let's take a look at how the widgets are laid out and what they generally look like. Anytime you navigate to the home page of the PM-50, you'll be brought to page 1, where you'll see two widgets referred to as Screen 1 and Screen 2. You can use the navigation arrows on either side of the screen to get to page 2, where we can see two more widgets referred to as Screen 3 and Screen 4. Now we'll take a look at how these widgets are configured. I've already logged into my PM-50 using the admin credentials, so I'll click once on Screen to get started. Next, click on Screen Configuration. Now we'll click once on the Widget Selection menu item to expand it. The first thing we see here is Screen Number, where we'll select which widget we're configuring. Starting with Screen 1, the first option we see here is Display Style. I'll click once on this drop-down menu to show you the available widget display styles we can choose from, but I'll leave this one set to Gauge. The next setting is Signal Type, where we can select if we would like this gauge to display the analog input value or the totalizer value. I'll be leaving this set to Analog Input. Next we see Display Units. The default is Units, as you can see, but it's possible to change this to something else, such as GPM for gallons per minute, for example. Next we see Minimum Display Value and Maximum Display Value. These values should typically correspond to the scaling of the analog signal input. Since the signal input is being scaled from 0 to 1000 in this example, my minimum display value will be 0 and my maximum display value will be 1000. Next we see color band 1 through 3 and percentage band 1 through 3. This corresponds to the color band shown around the edge of the gauge. With these values, 0 to 20% on the gauge will be a yellow band, 20 to 60% will be a green band, and 60 to 100% will be a blue band. I'll now click Save to confirm the changes that I've made. Now let's scroll back up and take a look at Screen 2. The display style is set to Numeric, and the only configuration options are Signal Type and Display Units. Remember to save if you've made any changes. Now let's take a look at Screen 3. The display style here is set to Setpoint Status, and underneath Output Type we can select one or both of the set points to display on the widget. I have only pre-configured Setpoint 1 for this demonstration, so I'll deselect Setpoint 2. And now I'll just click Save to confirm that selection. Now let's take a look at Screen 4. As you can see, the display style here is set to Max Min Total Monitor, and no further configuration is needed for this widget. The only widget configuration we haven't seen at this point is the Temperature widget, which is specifically designed for temperature measurement applications. I'll change this widget to Temperature so that we can see the configuration. You'll see here that the configuration of the Temperature widget is very similar to the configuration of the Gauge widget. Here's an image of the Temperature widget in action. I don't actually want to use the Temperature widget in this demonstration, so I won't be saving these changes. Now I'll navigate to the home page to test the widgets that we have configured. On page 1, we can see our customized Gauge widget on Screen 1, which now displays from 0 to 1000. The numeric display on screen 2 is showing a simple readout of that relative value. On page 2, we can see our customized setpoint status widget on screen 3, which now displays the setpoint 1 status only. I'll now trigger the setpoint alarm so that you can see the status color change to red while the alarm is active. I'll now remove that trigger so that we can see the color change back to green. We can also see the max-min total monitor widget on screen 4, which is displaying our highest and lowest relative values that we've reached, along with our totalizer value. There is one more screen configuration item we'll take a quick look at called Large Numeric Widget, which combines screens 3 and 4 into one large numeric widget. I'll quickly navigate back to the screen menu, and then we can click on Screen Configuration, and then we'll expand the Large Numeric Widget menu item. You'll see a slider here to enable large numeric mode. Click once to enable and then click Save. Now click on the widget selection menu item to expand it. You'll see that you can now select from screen 1, screen 2, or large numeric. I'll now select large numeric and you'll see that the configuration is the same as the standard numeric widget. I'll be leaving that signal type set to analog input, and I'll leave the units at default. I'll now click Save and navigate back to the home page so that we can see this in real time. Remember, the large numeric widget combines screens 3 and 4, so I'll need to navigate to the next page to see it in action. As you can see, we now have a single large numeric widget centered on our page 2 display. The effect of this is much more noticeable on the PM-50 screen itself, as you can see in these two images. And that's it for PM-50 screen configuration. Thank you for watching.